So welcome to the men's event, the World Cup 4 final in Kecskemét, Hungary. You're joined by myself, Heather Fell, and I've got a new athlete to join me today.
I'm Peter Tiboya.
And so Peter is going to be joining me to help with the commentary during the riding this event. He's a Hungarian athlete, and we'll hear lots more from him and some interesting inside information on some of the horses and what it's like to compete in this country, and obviously seeing lots of his competitors compete. So Peter, looking at the results at this early stage, we've still got the riding to go, but we're about to have the top 10 standing. Who is your favourite at the moment to win today?
Of course, my favorite is Adam Marosi, who is my teammate, and I hope you will get podium.
But who do you expect is going to actually win the competition? If you had to put money now?
I think the good chance for the gold is Frolovilia, and the other guys, Esposito, who is really young. She is only 17 years old. So the riding, it will be really important for him, because he is so young. That's why he hasn't got any experiences. Yeah, that's why it's.
But he's got a strong combined event. I don't know if
absolutely.
Did you compete against him last year, or was he new this year?
Last year.
Yeah, and his swimming and combined is
really strong. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. We saw his sister, actually, Chloe Esposito, compete yesterday, and she moved up from 15th to 5th in the combined event. So it's obviously something in the family. But Max is training in Hungary, am I right?
In Hungary, yeah.
Yes. And at the same place as you? Have you seen him training? Or?
Absolutely, the same training place, and he's much stronger than before. So he's a really talent. Everybody say it.
And what's it like when you're training in Hungary? Lots of people want to come and train in your country because it's so good for pentathlon. Is it sometimes feeling like the competition, that when the competition are coming to train with you, it's difficult, or you enjoy it?
Oh, I absolutely enjoy it, because it's our training will be much colorful. That's why it's other experiences. That's why it's really useful for us.
Great. Well, thanks for that insight, Peter. We are now ready to start the riding, and our first athlete into the riding arena, Pavel Ilyashenko from Kazakhstan, and he is riding Darcy.
Yeah, Darcy is one of the young horse, but he is a talent. But we will see.
Well, we saw Darcy go yesterday. I'm just digging out my notes from the women's final, and Darcy had 2 good rounds. He had 2 poles down in both of his rounds, but I think most athletes would be happy if they just had 2 poles down and could stay in contention. So Ilyashenko, we don't expect to see him at the very bottom, do we, normally? What is his strengths as an athlete?
I think Ilyashenko is a middle-class athlete.
Yeah.
It's not on the top, but every time he's in the final, every competition.
But never at the top.
Yeah.
We don't expect to see him quite down at the bottom, but he is ranked number 36 after this morning's swimming, and then we had the round-robin fencing followed by the bonus round fencing. And he's currently at the bottom of the standing, so a clear round here would help him considerably, and maybe he could move up a few places. So clear so far with just 3 fences left to go, coming into number 10, the triple. Have you had a chance to walk the course yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on this riding course?
I think it's quite good. It's a good level, but in the competition it's absolutely
it's always different, isn't it?
Yeah, other part.
Well, there we go, a great start to the men's riding event with
only
a lovely.
One knockdown.
Oh, there was one. You've spotted that. Sorry, I didn't. Which fence went down? I missed that one. We'll wait to see the replay. So we've just heard he got the score of 288. So that actually is a few time penalties as well as one pole. Just have to work it out.
Yeah, the horse
there we
maybe
go.
a little bit lazy.
Yeah, I mean, they could be a bit tired. They've competed yesterday.
Yeah.
But a few time faults. So the time actually allowed is 1 minute 16 seconds, and the riders need to be aware of that. Yesterday we saw some of the girls cut inside into fence 11. Oh, we've now got our first Hungarian into the arena, but it's not having a great start. So it is Tamás Bence riding Bobby. Now, what's is he an experienced rider? I can see your face here looking a little bit worried. Is this, do you know the horse, or do you know how Tamás Bence is riding?
Yeah, both of them are really young, and
okay.
and they aren't any
Well, we saw
experience,
okay.
because Tamás is only 19 years old and Bobby is only 7.
Wow, that's young for a pentathlon horse.
Yeah,
I'm impressed that how well he's going, because yesterday he just had one pole down and had another clear round. So obviously a very good horse.
Yeah, I hope Tamás will be lucky.
Yeah, I mean, he's not having a good day. Was it a surprise for him to get in the final?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody in our team was surprised, because Tamás is really young, but he's really strong in swimming and running and shooting. But I hope he will be much better in fencing.
So it's the fencing that's his problem, his weakness.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but he's having and he just got in an extra stride in there and took 2 rails down. I was just about to say he's having a good ride. Yeah. So has he done much riding, or what's his background? He's come from swimming into pentathlon, or what was his introduction?
He's absolutely in the pentathlon, pentathlete. From when he was 5 years old, he started pentathlon.
Okay, wow.
So absolutely, he is a pentathlete.
Yeah. So he should be happy with that ride, you think? Just the 2 poles down. You think he'll be happy?
Yeah.
Just got it wrong going into the double, so he will score 286 in his ride.
Yeah, maybe the speed was too much.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying, but not quite succeeding to control him. So now we have our first British athlete. There's 3 of them into today's final, and it is Sam Carey riding Cecil. And Cecil went yesterday with Lena Schoeneborn and Sujin Yang and had 2 very good rounds. So Sam Carey, with his experience in the riding, will be hoping to replicate that.
We can remember Cecil. He was a horse on Székesfehérvár last year. Leszun won the European Championship with Cecil. That's why.
Ah, you've got a good memory for horses.
Yeah.
Wow, I can never even remember the horse that I was riding in the last competition. And have you ridden Cecil before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
in training. Well, he's going very nicely. And you enjoyed to ride him, or is it one of your favourites or not?
Not my favorite,
No.
but he is a good horse.
Okay. Well, Sam Carey is making light work of this as he comes into fence 7, and then the related distance, fence number 8. You just see him blowing out of his cheeks. Sam Carey not had a good fence this morning either. Still a very young athlete though, and got a lot to learn. For him, it's great to be in the final in the men's competition, and he'll be taking experience from this.
Yeah, of course.
So 1 pole down for Sam Carey. It's just 2 fences left to take. He took the shortcut into fence 11. Would you take that if you were riding, you think?
Yeah, I think it will be very useful for him, because he's in the time level.
Yeah. So just one pole down for Sam Kerry, and I'm sure he's inside the time. We'll wait for confirmation. No, he had a few time faults.
Really?
289 score. So he had 4 time faults. I'm surprised at that as well, especially cutting inside. It's obviously it's just deceiving. Yeah, you need to do that and still go faster. So it'll be interesting to see as the day goes on what the time is like. So our next athlete into the arena, Patrick Doeg of Germany, riding Zermatt. Do you know much about Patrick? Have you competed against Patrick for many years?
Yeah.
What is his strength as an athlete?
He's a good runner, and the swimming is not completely good, like me.
Well, not off to a great start. That's one pole down. Fence number 2.
Zermatt is an experienced horse.
Well, it looks like Doeg might need it, because going into that, he's just struggling to set him up, but a very tall athlete, and he makes Zermatt look very small, doesn't he? Oh, another pole down for Patrick Doeg. It's interesting how when you see some of the girls riding the horses yesterday, the horses looked really big, and today with athletes like Patrick, the horses look small.
Yeah.
But that's already 3 poles down for the German. You'd be hoping for no more, as it's not a great day for him, but he has done some great shooting. He got the world record in the shooting event, I think it was in the semi-final, in Cairo this year.
Yeah. 7 seconds?
7 seconds, and I think
amazing.
It's got faster again, I think, now. So yes, he's got that at least to help him move up the rankings. So 3 poles down for Patrick Doeg of Germany, and we will wait to see. But I think he will be inside the time. He looked like he was moving forwards. Score of 273. So I'm trying to work that out in my head. 3 poles down. So he actually did have a few time faults as well, I think, if my maths is correct, which I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So anyway, now, Peter, it's your chance. You can tell us a little bit about Gergely Demeter.
Yeah, the horse name is Sidor, and Zsófia Földházy won the competition yesterday. That horse was her.
Was it?
Was her horse.
How do you remember that? I'm impressed. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
So do you think that Gergely Demeter would have spoken to Zsófia and found out about the horse, or he already knows?
Maybe yes. But everybody knows this horse. He is really young but amazing talent. And the pentathlete sometimes says he's automatic horse.
Wow, that's the horse you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
He looks very easy.
Yeah.
To ride. It looks like he just enjoys the jumping. It's nice to see. And what about Gergely Demeter? Would you expect to see him having a better day today? He's still very young. Do you think he has much potential?
Yeah, absolutely. He's in our team, and he's a talent. He lives in Székesfehérvár, and he was the 2nd place in the World Junior Championship last year. So we hope he will be better and better in the senior category.
So how old is he? How long has he been competing at senior? Oh, that's a good ride.
Yeah.
Look at the crowd. He'll be happy with that round, won't he? I think he was inside the time, from what I hear. So that is that is our first clear round of the day with no time penalties. We should see in a moment. I think he kept moving fast enough.
It was nice course.
Yeah, 300. Yep, our first score of 300 today. It's great. It's come from a Hungarian. He'll be happy with that, I think.
Yeah, it's good news for us.
Of course. So we move to France. It's Alexandre Henrod riding Patience. Now, I don't know much about Henrod. I've not seen him competing very much. Do you recognize him as an athlete, or is he new to the senior circuit?
I recognized him before, and he's really young, but the horse is really old. I think it's 17 years old.
Wow. So we've got 7-year-olds and 17-year-olds in the horse draw.
Yeah.
He looks very, very healthy for 17 years old. A very happy horse.
Yeah.
The horses in Hungary have been very good yesterday, and they look very good again today. Are they owned by private people or owned by pentathlon clubs?
In pentathlon clubs. Yeah.
It just shows what a big sport pentathlon is in Hungary. In Great Britain, it's a sport that's growing, but we still don't own any of the horses we practice on. We just borrow the horses from the riding instructor. So when it comes to competition, you have a big advantage that you have ridden some of these horses. Do you think that helps you and helps the Hungarian team?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of advantage for us because we know the horses, but sometimes it's not too much advantage because if you don't like a horse,
that's true. You have to just get on with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think that horse definitely had his experience because I didn't see any poles go down. Did you see any there, Peter? I think it was a clear.
I think yes.
Just wait to see. I have a feeling I just heard, yes, oh, 1 time penalty. He will be annoyed at that. Just 1 second over the time. But otherwise, a very nice round for the young French athlete. 2.99 was his final riding score.
One of the big talent in the horse riding, I think, the French guy.
Yeah, well, he made a very nice round. So next in, we have from the USA, Nathan Scrimshire riding Pam Puska. Now, we didn't see Pam Puska yesterday, a new horse in the event. And Nathan Scrimshire has been competing for quite a few years. He's in the final with his brother. His younger brother's actually doing better than him at this stage. But it's great that 2 Americans have got into the final. It's not very often we see them making the final of World Cups.
Yeah, he's sometimes in the final. But the horse is not so easy. It's it's a difficult horse. But until now, Mr. Scrimshire is quite okay.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. You can see he's having to ride, but sitting up nicely and doing a good job. But those of you watching are wondering why the horse has got a pink ribbon in his tail, it's not for decoration. it's because he will kick out, and the other horses in the warm-up arena, the other riders. Oh! We were just thinking it was going so nicely.
Yeah.
Have you ridden this horse before?
I think the distance before the obstacle wasn't so optimal.
Yeah, he just didn't quite have the right stride, and it's almost like he just stopped riding the horse right into the end. So he will have learned his lesson, but that will be 10 penalties for Nathan Scrimshire. He's just got 2 fences left to jump. Coming into 11, the wall. And finally the right-hand dog leg to number 12, and clear over 12, so...
He will have time penalty.
Yeah, he'll have time penalties, but well recovered by Nathan Scrimshire after not a very frustrating refusal. We might see that again on the replay. It's nicely through the double. There you see from another angle, he was lucky not to fall off there, I think. So a total of 274 in the ride. Not disastrous, but I mean he's in the bottom half of the ranking at the moment, so it won't be so important to him. But now our next athlete from Mexico, Ismael Hernandez Escunga. He actually had a very good fence in the fencing bonus round, got a few extra points, but didn't have a very good fence overall, otherwise he wouldn't be in this part of the draw. He's riding Obelisk, another new horse today, one we didn't see yesterday.
He was training in Hungary for a year, last year. He is a really kind and friendly man.
He looks very young, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not as young as he looks. He's in his 20s, but got a very young face.
Yeah. Obelisk is really lazy, amazing lazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's having
after the training, you are absolutely tired, exhausted.
Well, Hernandez is doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so this horse is not too lazy with the actual fences, though. He's picking his feet up, which is what counts. So clear so far. Just 4 fences left to go. Oh, what happened there? That looked like he didn't even approach.
Ran out, yeah.
So 10 penalties. But it looked like he didn't quite come at the fence in the right angle. So a bit of a rider error there, I think, into fence number 10. But he's corrected it over the second time through the triple at 10. You can hear Obelisk puffing as he comes past the cameras there. Maybe not as fit as some of the horses. Crowd very quiet and attentive here, but
he's 17 years old, like Bosnians.
Ah, okay.
Same age.
Wow. So that's why he might be finding it a little bit harder work. So Obelisk will be coming again later, and Tom Tudis from Great Britain will be riding him. So let's hope he's got his breath back by then. So he had some time faults, Hernandez, to add to his refusal. And that gives him a score of 276 in the riding. I think he was caught by surprise for his photo. He looks a little shocked there. So we have the brother of Nathan. It is Lucas Grimshaw of USA on Jagalo.
Yeah, Jagalo.
Well, correct me, please. Jagalo. I thought it was like Gigolo, but no.
He will be my teammate horses.
Ah.
Adam.
Okay, yes, Adam Morosi.
Yeah, we'll go there. We go him.
So Lucas Scrimshaw, the younger of the 2 Scrimshaw brothers.
Yeah.
I think this could be his first final.
He's amazing fast in shooting.
Ah, so we'll see a good display in the combined, I hope. But he looks like he's got his hands full with this horse. Is this horse difficult to ride then, Jagalo? Oh. What are your thoughts?
He's really fast.
Yeah,
the horse is really fast. And that's why it's not the easiest horse.
This is the horse that Mari Spence rode yesterday, and she had just 1 pole down, and so did the other athlete, was Mina Jeong of Korea, and also just had 1 pole down.
Yeah, but
so.
we have to say Mari is a really experienced rider and pentathlete.
She certainly is. And the Korean, went from a long stride over that oxer, but he gave enough with his hands, so it wasn't a problem. Not a straight line into fence number 8, but he corrected himself, taking the left-hand turn to 9, and now it's left-handed again. So he comes into the triple fence number 11.
I think that
10.
his head is bigger than enough.
Yeah, it looks like he can't see where he's going, doesn't it? It looks like it's fallen over his eyes.
Yeah.
But he's doing a nice job with this strong horse.
maybe he lost his control.
He's holding him together well, and just one fence left. And it is just one rail down again, yeah, for Jagalo. And I'm sure Adam Roshi watching that will be pleased to see that the horse is going nicely. Yeah, of course. Oh, and he got the stride wrong, didn't he, into fence 2? That no chance for the horse. That was the big fence 6. He jumped with plenty of air. So 275 a score for Lukáš Grimsa.
The other automatic horse is in the arena.
Okay, well, it's Bulgarian Dimitar Krasnov riding it. Fenton.
Yeah.
So Fenton's easy then.
Yeah.
Well, so let's see if Krasnov can make it look easy.
Yeah, the Bulgarian pentathlete is not the best rider.
So you think he'll be happy to have drawn Fenton?
Yeah. I hope. I'm sure in it.
Those of you watching at home who aren't familiar with modern pentathlon riding, you have 20 minutes to warm up on a horse you've never ridden before that you don't know. So these horses we're seeing in the arena are owned by the Hungarian Modern Pentathlon Association, and they're being used for this event. But other than the Hungarians, oh, we just had a little trip there on the corner. These horses will be new to the athletes, and they will have had 20 minutes and 5 practice fences of any height they choose. And then they come into the arena to face these 12 fences of 1.20 meter in height. And this is a good course they've built here today. It's got the challenging height and lots of turns, especially in the first half of the course. So the riders really have to control the horse, make sure they set them up nicely for each fence. He's doing a good job on the automatic course.
Yeah. But the rider is really clever because he doesn't disturb the horse.
He's sitting very quietly.
Yeah.
It's very important. It's very nice to see when a horse is just controlled but left to relax at the same time. And so many times when you see the rider fighting, he's just lost his stirrup now, and he's struggling there. He's fighting now with the horse because he's lost his stirrup. Is he going to go for it without? Yes, he is. And one more fence to go, I think. And he survived, but he's still struggling.
He was really lucky.
He was. But he's got some time penalties. He's really fighting now. He just needs to relax his hands, doesn't he? See, it's nice here in this part. And through the double, just at the end, it got a little bit messy. I think he loses his stirrup sometime after this. There, just at the end of the triple, he lost it and struggled for balance. So anyway, it was 2.96 for Krasnov with 4 seconds time penalties. Next, into the arena.
He's one of my favorite horse.
Okay.
Cinkos.
And we've got...
I think he's really nice. And...
Well, Dmytro Kapelansky is riding him, so from Ukraine. Not had as good a fence as we'd expect to see from the Ukrainian athlete. Just trying to see his results. 18 victories, 17 defeats. Kapelansky is capable of better fencing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Than that. Now he looks a little bit out of control.
Yeah.
But maybe he is in control.
But Cinkos can complete it.
Yeah, on his own. So we've got lots of good horses here today then. Does this make you wish you were riding?
I think he is not a best rider.
No. It's not
but
looking...
He's lucky with Cinkos, I'm sure.
It's not looking that tidy. So over 8. Right hand to 9, and then more of a right-handed turn to the triple part, and he'll need to sit up in between here to make sure that the poles will stay, and didn't quite sit up enough in between.
Yeah, the speed was too much. I
Yeah,
think.
he needed to control in the middle.
Yeah.
I thought that might happen. A big jump over the wall. And nice finish. So just one pole down for Kecskemét of Ukraine. Kecskemét actually had a good competition in Rome, and we saw him before the last shoot in medal contention, and then he had a bad final shoot at the World Cup 3 and dropped back out of it, and his teammate went on to win. But an athlete I think we'd expect a little bit more from today.
I have three favorite horses. One of them is Cinkos, the other is here.
This horse now that Jamie is riding? Kecskemét. Okay, I was saying it wrong yesterday. We saw this horse yesterday, didn't we, with the girls. Yeah, Alexiev rode him, as did Benesio, and again had two nice rides, had a few poles down though. So now it's Jamie Cook. Oh, there we go. Obviously, Kecskemét is a little bit lazy. Yesterday some poles, and
lazy,
today as well. Yeah, so Jamie Cook had a tremendous swim this morning, a time of 1:56 in the long course 50-meter pool. He was surprised himself. He said he felt pretty rubbish in the warm-up, and then went on to perform a great time and really dominated the swim, took it out from the start and held on to the lead 2 seconds ahead of his closest rivals, and it was quite something to watch. But sadly didn't quite carry the same momentum into the fencing, and had a really bad fence for Jamie this morning. He only scored, so I find him on the list, Jamie only scored 12 victories and 23 defeats. So,
but I think he's the biggest talent in the young group in the pentathlon. So,
well, we saw him win at World Cup #1 in Sarasota.
yeah.
Oh, and I think it was another pole that went down there. We'll see in the replay. Jamie.
It was a nice day for the England team.
It was a very good start to the season, yeah.
Yeah, because the woman final Samantha won, and Jamie
won, and Kate won a bronze as well.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be Jamie's day today, as the British team giving a round of applause, but not looking too excited. Sat out there in the slightly damp conditions. So a score of 272 in the ride for Jamie, and not a great ride, but I always think in pentathlon, if things go wrong, do it all in one day.
Yeah. The horse was a little bit tired. Yeah.
A little bit lazy, a little bit tired, so not a great score for Jamie, but he will put today down to a lot of learning, and hopefully can enjoy his combined race later this afternoon. Next horse, Denis Pavlyuk of Ukraine, so another Ukrainian athlete riding Bizank. Is that how I say it? Go on, tell me.
It's not a bad horse, but not so easy.
Okay.
And amazing fast.
Right, we'll see if Pavlyuk can control.
And the horse mouse it's amazing strong too.
Oh no.
So it's not an easy riding.
I'm trying to remember. We saw Bizianko yesterday, and actually Elodie Clavel rode him, and she is not so good in the riding, and she went clear. So maybe he was being nice to the girls yesterday. A little bit too fast and flat into that fence, got in close and took the front rail with him. Not straight into that.
Yeah.
Off to the left through the double, and going quite fast now into fence number 6 as he comes round to 7 and 8, set at related distances but separate fences. He's going nicely, just the one pole so far.
I think he tried to keep control. It's really important with this horse.
Is he going to cut inside? He has cut inside fence 3 to approach 11. Nicely over the wall. And clear over 12, yeah.
He was, it was a nice round with this horse because I said it's not so easy.
Wow, Denis Pavlyuk should be fairly happy with that. Just one pole down, one time fault, a score of 292. And we are back to the next athlete into the arena from Germany, and it is Fabian Liebisch, riding Avatar. Oh, and there's our judge's box.
Yeah.
One if he knows he's on camera, give us a wave. So back to the athlete, Liebisch of Germany. Avatar.
So he's really young. I think he's 8 years old.
Thought you were talking about the athlete for a moment. Obviously not. It's another young horse.
Yeah, and the athlete's quite young, but he's sometimes in the final. But he have a hopeful career in the pentathlon, I think.
Now the Germans haven't had any strong men for a while, but they've had men consistently in the final, but I think it's waiting for some of them to mature in the German team. Just one pole down at this stage for Liebisch. Can he keep it that way and just throw away the 7 penalties? No, he got in close to fence 7, but recovered well for fence number 8.
In this year, we have more and more young athletes in pentathlon. I think it's a good situation.
Do you feel the pressure from the young athletes is coming up through?
Absolutely.
He went the long way into 11, so oh my gosh, oh, that's going to hurt, I think. Just got the stride completely wrong over fence number 12. I was just about to say it was a nice round, and he got that totally wrong, and the horse didn't have a chance to pick his feet up.
The distance was unoptimality.
We might see that again on the replay. Let's just have a watch. It was fence 2 that went down. Let's see if we get a different view on the final fence. That's another one of his poles. And here we go. Oh, the horse tried to put in an extra stride, couldn't get it in, and, well, he was lucky not to fall off.
Yeah.
So next is a very experienced athlete, Denis Kecskemét of Latvia, riding Arpad.
Yeah, he's the oldest competitor.
I think by quite a long way.
Yeah.
I think he's 36 now.
Yeah. And Arpad is a huge horse.
Yeah, he looks big.
Yeah.
Even with Denis riding.
And sometimes he's lazy. No, it's quite fast.
Denis, not a strong swimmer, but had a good fence, finished 10th in the fencing. And we'll be hoping to move back up. He would love to be in the top half of the draw. He's trying to qualify for the World Cup final using this competition, and having another final to be competing in here today will help add to his points and give him those valuable ranking points that he needs, because ultimately Denis is trying to qualify for the Olympics next year. And that will be, I think, his 5th Olympics or something. He's definitely been competing for many years. Looked like he got in close, but recovered. It's hard to tell from our angle that we're seeing.
Yeah, the horse helped him. Triple combination. It's clear.
He's using his experience to go a short route into 11 and met the fence on a perfect stride. Oh, I thought we were going to see a repeat of the last one. Got in close to 12, an extra stride, but Dennis had the experience to sit upright and recover. I think that was just one time penalty for Dennis. He'll be happy with that round. It was nice to watch. It's a different angle we're seeing, and that's confirmed. Just one time penalty, so a score of 2.99 for Dennis Kecskemét. Now we have Alvaro Sandoval of Mexico riding Casino.
One of the old horse. Casino.
You can see by his coat, he looks older.
Yeah.
And Sandoval, the Mexicans have very strong combined events, don't they?
Yeah,
Their run and shoot is very good. The Mexican, I think one of the Mexican athletes held the shooting record for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So Sandoval scored 203 in the fence, 17 victories, 18 defeats, and swam 2:05. So it's actually quite close now. So we're down in 21st position, but only 45 seconds off the leader. It shows how a few poles in the riding can make such a difference. Every pole that falls down is 7 penalties, 7 off the maximum score. And that equates to 7 seconds when it comes to the combined. And all that work you put in the running and the swimming, to think that just knocking a pole is 7 seconds of running is quite frustrating in our sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
A nice approach into the
Casino
triple.
is faster and faster. Oh, that's why. The knockdown.
Well called there. Yeah, they really need to sit up in the triple. It's going back towards the collecting ring. The horses maybe get a little bit faster, thinking they're going home. So just that one pole where, last part of the triple, we've seen that fall a few times when athletes haven't quite checked the horse enough. Oh, that was lucky.
Yeah. It was a good round.
And I think another lucky one there. So
Yeah.
his luck ran out by the last part.
Casino sometimes make 4 knockdown or 5, so the one is, I think it's a good round.
I'm sure. A few time faults again. I'm surprised at that one. The time is obviously very tight on this course. I think.
Yeah.
So you can see athletes getting off the horse, passing it back to the grooms. And those horses will have a few minutes rest before they come back in again in the second round of the riding. But we're still in the first round, 2 riders left to go. And now entering the arena is Eslam Hamad of Egypt, riding Londi. What do you know about the athlete or the horse of this combination?
The athlete is a talent one, but I don't know the horse because he comes from Székesfehérvár.
So explain to people listening that there's 2 training places for most of the Hungarian pentathletes. And how is it decided who trains in which centre?
The center of the pentathlon is Budapest.
Okay.
But sometimes we can go to Székesfehérvár to training, and Székesfehérvár's athletes come to Budapest. So I think these trainings is really useful.
And do any of the athletes competing today and yesterday train in Kecskemét, or everyone is training in Budapest? Of these athletes, of the Hungarian team competing this weekend?
Everybody is in the Budapest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is Kecskemét for the younger athletes? How is it? Who is training in Kecskemét?
The younger athletes, yeah.
Right.
But 3 of them are in Székesfehérvár. in the final.
Ah, okay. So this is looking like a nice run for the Egyptian, Hamad. And I think that's a clear.
Yeah, it's just nice course.
And it was just a nice rhythm. He kept it moving. It looked easy to watch, that's part of the skill in riding. Make it look easy, usually is. Horse and rider in a good relationship. Score of 287 for the Egyptian athlete. I think we must have missed a pole because he can't have had that many time penalties. There must have been one rail down. So our last rider in the first round, Italy's Oro Francaschini, riding Midi. Midi's a new horse we didn't see yesterday.
Yeah, he's favorite. Charlotte Kovács, favorite horse.
Ah. Why does she like him so much?
I don't know.
No.
She's really young. Only 6 years old.
Wow. That's very young for a pentathlon competition because it can be, having different riders can be difficult for a young horse.
Yeah, Charlotte said that this is the first pentathlon competition for the horse.
Well, off to a nice start with the Italian rider.
Oh.
I think he just went the wrong way. It looked like he approached the other fence there, didn't it, for a moment? I think the horse is so keen to jump, it looked at the different fence. But anyway, no penalties. He hasn't gone wrong. He just got slightly confused for one moment, maybe. So now into the... Oh, another pole down.
He was lucky. He didn't jump the other fence.
Yeah, very. It looked like the horse had locked on.
Yeah.
So 2 poles down with 3 fences left to go, plus, well, including the triple. Through the triple nicely. Taking the short route to 11. Oh, that's the first time I've seen the wall get knocked down all weekend. Thought it had to happen sooner or later. So 3 fences down for Oro Francaschini of Italy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was last athlete.
And if you do get it a little bit wrong on that wall fence, there's no chance because the bricks are only small, they will fall off. It's not one solid block, you'll be pleased to know watching at home. So that concludes our first round of riding. So that means we've got another 18 horses. Oh, look at that again. He just got in much too close and scored 272 for the Italian. But now we move into the top round of the riding. Ben Stemeter, you can hear the crowd getting excited for another Hungarian athlete riding Darcy. What are Ben Stemeter's chances today? I mean, he's in 18th at the moment.
Yeah, I think he has a big chance to the top 10.
Okay.
He was the 3rd in the European Championship in 2012. He lives in Székesfehérvár.
So is he one of the athletes that trains in Kecskemét?
Yeah.
But he is now regularly on the senior team.
Yeah.
So will he need to move to Budapest, or the coaches are happy for him to stay in Kecskemét?
It's difficult, but Bence is really good in Székesfehérvár. That's why he's a huge chance to go in the top 10, and until now it's
looking good.
Yeah.
Well, we saw Darcy go earlier with no poles, just a few time penalties. So hopefully he'll do the same.
A little bit slowly.
Nicely through there. You've gone quiet, so you're nervous watching your teammate. On fence left. Oh! Oh, the crowd, I could feel everyone wishing him to go clear. So nearly clear. So close. And a nice round to watch as well. I was just about to say, what a nice round before his final pole down. 293 the total score for Bence Demeter of Hungary. And it's Hungary back to back. As next into the arena is Soma Tomaszów. Now, this is the first time I've seen Tomaszów competing. Is he a young athlete?
He was absolutely surprised, and he's really talented.
So what's
he
his?
was born in, I think, 1995 or 6.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
I can confirm. 96. Yes, so he is a young athlete.
Just a little bit close.
It was, wasn't it? Just looks like he's getting a little bit fast. But they need to keep moving on this course because the time is tight.
Yeah. But Bobby is really fast.
When he went with 2 poles down earlier with one of his teammates, actually, Damas Bence Foley rode him earlier, so he would have had advice from him, I expect. Two young Hungarian athletes riding the same horse. What is Tomaszów's combined like? Because he's had a good competition so far, being in 17th place.
He's really talented in running. Sometimes he make a mistake in shooting, but we hope he will be good in this combined event.
I'm
today.
sure all of the crowd will be hoping as well, because it's not a great day for Hungary so far. I mean, yesterday it was amazing, wasn't it, to watch? Oh, and a clear round. No, sorry, 1 pole. I forgot 1 pole earlier on. But what a great day yesterday watching Sofia Fodasi win the gold medal in front of the home crowd. And
yeah, she's really strong, and she's really strong in mental too. It's most important in pentathlon because it's the training day starts in the morning and the combined event finish in the evening.
it's a long day.
It's a long day.
Especially for the younger athletes, and that's quite often you see the young athletes doing well in the semi-final and they come to the final and they're just a little bit too tired, aren't they? So now it is Charles Fernandez. Those of you watching yesterday will have heard Charles's voice when he joined me in the commentary box for the ride in the combined. So I'm sure you're all wishing him a good round. But he's had a great start to the day for the young Guatemalan athlete. Oh, but not a great start to his ride. 1 pole down already. But Charles got 18 victories in the fencing and swam 2 minutes 4 seconds. So put himself in a great position. But he will be hoping to...
I hate this situation, but the first jump knockdown.
You do, because you think that then every pole is going to knock down, and it's not a very good start to the ride. He's riding Cecil, who only had 1 pole down with Sam Curry in the first round. So let's see if Charles can get Cecil to pick his feet up for the rest of this round. Oh, so he's not quite going to equal Sam Curry's ride earlier. It's 2 poles down so far for Charles Fernandez.
Yeah, but I'm sure Sam Curry is a better rider than him, but he's really
doing
young.
something different, yeah. Well, he's got a lot of years ahead of him, both Sam Curry and Charles Fernandez, but can he make it just 3 poles down? Let's have a look. Yes, clear over the last, so that'll be 21 penalties off his score. And he's inside the time.
Time result 1 minute 22 seconds.
A few time faults as well. It's deceiving. It's hard to know if they are inside the time or not from watching here. So he scored a total of 2.73. Little disappointing. I expect he will be with that rank because he's had such a good start to his day.
It's really difficult to find the good balance to the rhythm, because if you would be too fast, the knockdown is coming. That's why the rhythm is important.
It's difficult, but that's why it's good when they make the time fairly tight, because the riders have to be fluent and keep the speed, but they have to have the skill to sit up on the horse and stop the poles from being knocked down. So now into the arena it is Jaroslav Swiderski. Swiderski representing Poland, riding Zermatt. Was Zermatt one of the horses you liked? No? No, okay.
Absolutely not.
Oh, right, so Zermatt's one of the more difficult ones. Zermatt had 3 poles down with Patrick Doig in the first round.
It's not a comfortable horse.
Well, Swiderski looks like he's perched very far forwards on the horse, and I think it'd be interesting if the horse stopped. I think he'd be falling off.
Yeah.
It's an interesting position, don't you think?
And he's really tall. That's why.
That makes it difficult to balance, I guess. It's harder. I don't have that problem. Maybe you do.
And the more weight on the front legs.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's harder for the horse,
It's hard for the horse,
to balance himself.
Yeah.
Pick his front feet up. But Zermatt is doing the best he can to keep his feet from touching the jumps.
It's dangerous.
Oh. I think he didn't look that great, but only 2 fences down. It was better than I expected at the start of that riding round. From his posture on the horse, he did a good job. So that was Jaroslav Swiderski, scored 2.83. So again, 3 time penalties for the Polish athlete.
Timoshenko is next.
So we have our gold medalist from World Cup number 3, which was only a few weeks ago in Rome. Pavlo Timoshenko representing Ukraine, riding Zidor.
He won the Rome World Cup before my teammate, Robert Casa.
Were you watching that at home?
Yeah?
It was an exciting final.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very exciting. But Timoshenko moved from 10th up to 1st, and he's currently sitting now in 14th place. So do you think he could end up on the podium if he has a good ride?
I'm sure. But the top 6 is more chance. The more 6.
Yeah.
But the podium is a little bit hard.
From 14th, it'll be difficult, but if he has a good ride, maybe he'll move up a little higher before it comes to the combine. But he's having a nice ride so far. Coming into fence number 7. And this horse is giving him a good round. He's riding Zidor, and Zidor went clear with Gergely Demeter earlier. So obviously a good horse.
Yeah, absolutely. I said that. He's one of
this
the
is the automatic.
Yeah.
Yes, now I remember. Well, I think Timoshenko will have been very happy to draw this horse, putting him in best position. It's gone around fence number 3. Longer route, so he might have some time penalties. Oh, what a nice round.
Yeah. Timoshenko has a huge chance to go to the top 6.
I think he was spot on the time. We'll wait for confirmation. 300 points, yes, another full clear. It's our first clear in the second round, and we haven't actually had... We've had one clear so far today. That's only the second clear. Great to see for such a nice person as well. He's a very nice athlete. Everybody wants Tymoshenko to do well. Next up is Latvia's Ruslan Nekonechny, riding Pasian.
Yeah, he changed his nation.
Yeah, from Ukraine, isn't it?
Ukraine, yeah.
We've seen a few athletes do that in the past few years, and can't blame them when it's very difficult for them to be training in their country.
It's a so sad story.
It is.
Yeah, there's a war.
Oh, he got the stride wrong going into that. And Nekonechny had a great start to the season representing Latvia, and he came into World Cup number 2, it was, in Cairo, and he won that. Had a storming combined. No one had really expected him to win it, I don't think, and he came and snatched the title from under the noses of the other athletes, so a really strong performance from this athlete. And I hadn't really noticed him before.
Yeah, but he's stronger and stronger.
So it's a bit of a shame that he can't still compete for Ukraine. His teammate Tymoshenko obviously managing it just about. And I can actually made the move to Latvia, ready for this season. They'll be able to compete for them at the Olympics. He's not hanging about on this course. Oh, and just paid for it there, I think, didn't he? So three rails, 21 penalties. And maybe just got a little bit rushed at the end. That will give him...
With the old Pasians.
What did Pasians do earlier? He gave a good round earlier to the French athlete with just one time penalty, but Nekonechny maybe not as experienced in the riding as Henrad. And I think that showed. We need to get a picture of Nekonechny. No image. So the French having a good day. We've got 3 of them in the second round of the riding, and the first one of the 3 is Christopher Pat riding Pampushka.
Yeah, here is the other athlete who really strong in a combined event.
He moved up a lot in Cairo in the World Cup. He finished 5th and I think started down at about 20th. He had a really strong combined race.
But it's a difficult horse.
Well, we saw one of the Scrimshaw brothers do a good job on it earlier, Nathan Scrimshaw. I know he had that run out, didn't he, later on, I think. 1 refusal for this horse in the first round. So it'll be interesting to see if Christophe Pat can ride a little bit better.
He was lucky.
Yeah, we both cringed a moment, thought he was going to stop at fence number 6, but he got away with it. That's all that matters in pentathlon. As long as you're over the fences, clear, then it doesn't. There's no score for how you do it.
The French man team, one of the strongest in pentathlon. Now
he's taking the long route. Really saw him use his legs there going into the wall. He's really kicking. No, I think that was a clear. We'll wait and see what the results tell us.
it was clear.
And I think he did go the longer route, so he might have had some time. No, he hasn't. Another 300 ride. That's what we like to see. So that's our second clear of this second round of riding. And Pat could be a medal contender, you think, of that clear ride.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And he's going to move up a little bit. So he started in 12th before the riding. And with a clear, he could probably move a few places up. We'll see what happens next. But now it is Tom Tulis of Great Britain riding Obelisk. Obelisk had a refusal with the Mexican athlete, but otherwise was a nice round. So Tulis will have watched that round earlier, I'm sure, and he'll be making sure that he doesn't make the same mistake again. So Tulis, the third of the British boys, just giving the horse a smack on the shoulder. It looks quite lazy, this. It is the lazy horse. I remember you telling me. You can really see Tom doing everything he can riding this horse. This is the one you don't want for your riding lesson.
Yeah.
And a great day for Tom, actually. He's had a strong fence, finished 12th in the fencing, swam a decent time for him.
He's doing it excellent until now.
Yeah, and you know, for him it was he literally scraped into the final. I think there was 1 or 2 seconds to spare to make it into the final, and now look, he's in 11th place going into the riding, and he might even move up if he carries on like this. Great to see one of the young British boys doing so well. It's a shame that Jamie isn't leading the charge, as Jamie Cook, our strongest athlete of the season, who won the first World Cup. But yes, come on Tom, just one fence left to go. Keep kicking. Yeah. Yes, that looked hard work, didn't it?
Yeah. Tom was excellent. It's a difficult horse.
I think I might have ridden Obelisk. So Obelisk been doing pentathlon for a long time.
Yeah.
I think I recognise.
He's 17 years old.
6 time penalties. What a shame.
Yeah, Obelisk was lazy.
Yeah, I think he's done enough pentathlon. But Tom will still be pleased with that. That's just 6 time penalties that he had, 6 points off. But look who it is into the arena. It is Olympic bronze medalist from London. And he's got to be the home favourite. Hungary's Adam Maroshi, and you know Adam better than most of us, I expect.
Yeah.
How many years have you known Adam and been competing with him?
15 years.
Wow. That is a long time.
He's an army soldier.
But he's training full-time in Budapest with you?
Yeah.
So does he have to do any service with the army?
Yes.
And how often is that? Does that get in the way of his training or not really?
Just a few hours per week.
So Adam must have...
It's not an easy horse because it's too fast.
Well, we saw this horse earlier, didn't we? Jägerlo was ridden by Lukas Scrimshaw. And Scrimshaw had 1 pole down, so he did a good job with it. And Maroshi is very experienced at pentathlon riding. Oh, that's 1 pole down for Maroshi. But we haven't seen Adam have...
I'm really exciting.
Oh. 2 poles down. We haven't seen Adam have a great season. He finished so close to the podium in Rome, finishing 4th, the most painful position to finish. I think Adam just held him up too tight. That last fence, he looked back and the horse dropped his back legs. Now, having seen that, do you still think Adam can be in contention, or it's too much for him to do? He was in 10th before the riding.
I hope.
We all hope.
Yeah. He will in the top 6.
He seems
Combine.
he's been struggling a little with his shooting in competitions.
Yes.
I don't know if it's something he's working on very hard, I presume.
Yeah, Adam is one of the strongest runner. So if he makes good in shooting, he will be good.
I think Wung Tae-jun is just checking the course. He's looking side to side, and I think he's trying to remember exactly where he's going when he comes into the riding arena. Wung Tae-jun of Korea on Fenton.
The Phantom is that. others automatic.
Shame that Moroshi didn't have the same horse.
Yeah.
We saw Wang Taejun do incredibly well in the bonus fencing round this morning. He won seven fights in a row.
Yeah.
Got an extra 7 points to add to his total pentathlon score.
I think it's world record.
I think it's a record from what I've seen. Bonus round, a very new event, only started in the World Championships. And again, he is one who looked like he was going to jump that fence. We saw that earlier.
Same
Maybe it
situation like
was it the same
Italian
horse?
guy.
I'm just looking. No, it was a different horse. So maybe Wang Taejun just not concentrating on the next fence, but he's having a good round. Oh, I was about to say clear, but one.
It was far from the jump.
Yeah, too long a stride into fence number 8. Efficiently through the triple, taking the short route. Only just taking the short route. Looked like the horse didn't know where he was pointing him. So a good ride for Wang Taejun of Korea, just the one.
Fenton helped a lot for him.
I think you're right.
Yeah. We saw it.
293, the total score for the Korean athlete. And Korea having a good day today. We've got 2 more Korean athletes to come, and we're into the top 10. So that's 3 Koreans in the top 10.
It's an unusual situation.
Well, they were very strong a couple of years ago, the Korean team, and we haven't seen them performing as well. So it seems to be Korea and France who are leading the way in this men's final. As we, talking of France, have another French athlete, Valentin Ballot.
He's a huge chance. He has a huge chance because Cinkos is really strong, and maybe after Benedetti, he's the second best athlete in combined event.
When I was talking about Cairo, I think it was Ballot who moved up to 5th, not Pat, but not a good start for Ballot. Already having the first jump down. And he's riding Cinkos, and Cinkos had just a 1 pole with Kopolansky earlier as well. Looks like the men are struggling on that corner. The last few rounds we've seen struggling to get around the corner into the triple at fence 5. The related distance of 7 and 8, and it's related again on the dog leg.
I don't know what was the mistake on the first jump.
Yeah, well, since then he's been keeping all the poles up. 2 fences left to go for the French athlete.
It's a nice course.
Here's the wall. And a nice round.
One of the best.
And there's his teammate, Elodie Clavel. Not sure what she was doing, but she will be enjoying supporting her team today and having won silver medal yesterday. A strong performance by the French athlete. We haven't seen her on the podium for 3 years, I think it is, since 2012 when she won a medal. And really kept her cool yesterday. Managed to win the silver, but her teammate now 293 for Valentin Ballot, and he will be one to watch, I think, later on today. So now it is the youth of this final, Max Esposito from Australia, riding Chiquita. Have I said it right? No?
Chiquita.
Chiquita. That sounds much better. We saw Chiquita get ridden with Jamie Kirk. Jamie had 3 poles down, so Esposito will be hoping for a better round than that, I'm sure. Oh, he was lucky over the fence too there. Needs to move on a little bit. I think we're going to end up with some time penalties for the Australian if he doesn't start to wind this up a little bit. He's got a very steady pace, very safe pace. But he does need to be aware that the clock will be ticking away. Wow, that was lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, the pole came down, so one knockdown, but it was lucky that it happened at a place where he could get his balance, but still only one stirrup through those fences. Is he going to find his stirrup again? I can hear his sister in the
It's
background.
amazing, good horse.
Oh, and he's just run out of luck there, I think. He stopped riding, was trying to sort out his stirrup, and what a shame, because Max Esposito, I really wanted to see him starting high up. I think could have been an exciting... Oh, the horse he's just not got the riding experience there to know how to correct that. Didn't show the horse the fence. He's lost his confidence a lot now, I think, from that problem. He needs to give it a good approach into 11. And he's over 11 nicely, and come on, leg on. Oh, I shouldn't say this as a commentator. I should be impartial, I know, but it's such a shame for a very young athlete. So he's got lots more competitions ahead of him.
Yeah,
but
that's why he's really young.
But he was having such a good day. But that will drop him right down, a score of 2.52. But
I'm sure he will be much better in riding.
He's got a lot of years to improve on his ride. But I think he'll still do a very strong combined, and he'll do his best to get back into the top 10. Whether that will be possible, who knows. So Korea again, Jinhwa Jung riding Bizank. And Pavliuk from Ukraine had this horse earlier, and just they're one pole down in the first round. So Korea are not known to be strong riders, but we've seen one of his teammates go nicely earlier. It was Wong Tae-jun, who only had one pole down in just a few rides ago.
This horse has a strong mouth. So this riding is not so easy. 29, go around, competitor. Looks good.
Did that pole stay? I think it might have done. It rattled. You might have been lucky at the 5th fence, and lucky again at the 7th fence. Clear over 8. Clear over 9. Jinhwa Jung doing a good job. Oh, he was close into the first part of the triple, but it actually set him up nicely. It slowed him down by being close into the beginning. Oh,
A huge jumping.
yeah, I was just about to say a good round. Made the horse helped him then. Instead of putting in another stride, which would have taken the fence at the rails down, he went on a longer stride and cleared it. Little bit of heart in mouth, I expect, for the rider, but he did what he needed to do, and that's another clear round. Maximum points as well, 300 for Jinhwa Jung of Korea. And the Koreans could be ones to watch. If there was a team event here, it would be between Korea and France, I think. It'd be very close. It's a shame we only have team competitions in the Europeans and the World Championships, so we have to wait till later in the year. Next, another French athlete, world champion from last year, Valentin Prade, riding Avatar. He's got an interesting style. He's sitting to the canter motion. You don't see that very often. It's like he's doing a rising trot. But Prade is very tall. He needs to be very gentle with his weight on the horse's back to make sure he's not interfering with the horse at all. Avatar had 3 rails down in the earlier round, so... Oh, Prad adding to that 1 pole already. Such a strong...
One of the strongest athletes in the combined. He has a huge chance to get gold.
He just can't afford too many rails, though.
But who knows?
It's going to be a tough competition, I think, today. Exciting combined event to follow this ride. Still, oh, lucky at fence 8. Just a 1 pole down at this stage for Valentin Parade of France. Nicely through the triple. Cutting inside of 3, keeping the time down. Met 11 nicely. And a good approach to 12. So just 1 rail down, I think he could be putting himself in contention for that medal, possibly even the gold one.
He could keep the big chance to get the gold.
287, his total score. So some time penalties again. But it's better to have a few time penalties than have another rail down. I guess that was his thought.
Maybe because Avatar has a really small step.
Short stride. It helps in the combinations for picking his feet up, but not in the overall time. Right, into the top 4. Michał Gralewski of Poland riding Arpad. Arpad was ridden by Denis Vygotskas and had just 1 time penalty. What do you know about the athlete Michał Gralewski?
It's another surprise.
Because he's in the top 4, so...
Yeah.
And do you know much about his combined event? Is he one that could threaten for a gold medal? It's 1 pole down.
I don't know.
Okay, so a bit of an unknown. And I remember speaking to Jamie after the swimming this morning, and he said, because Gralewski came 2nd in the swim, had a really strong swim, and Jamie hasn't swam against him before. So I think Poland have got some good athletes coming up, and Gralewski is one of them. Born in '94, so pretty young.
Pretty young.
Just 20 years old.
Or I
21.
am old. Or I am old.
Maybe. Not as old as me. You're safe from that. When were you born, Boya? Tell us. On air, come on.
1985.
Okay, so you have 2 years on me. Oh, another rail down for the Polish youngster. So he's almost 10 years younger than you. Just 2 rails at this stage. So we don't know anything about his combined. Oh, 1 more rail. That would have been frustrating for the Polish athlete. Unlucky at the last fence.
I don't know why, but there are a lot of knockdown on the last obstacle.
I think some of the men are getting a little lazy, and they think we're home, we've finished, and you must ride every fence until you're through that finish line. But a youngster, so he'll be able to improve on his riding in that time. Score of 2.74 for the Polish athlete. So we go to Russia. Maxim Kustov riding Casino. The Russians aren't dominating as much as they used to in pentathlon. I mean, I expect you remember, well, only a few years ago, competing against the Russians, they were winning everything.
Yeah. Now the national captain is Andrei Moiseyev, who is a double world champion.
Double Olympic champion.
Yeah.
As well.
Olympic champion.
Yeah, very impressive athlete. So they know how to do it. The Russians, they just need to get the athletes back together, but that's 2 rails down for Kecskemét at the early stage of the course, and he can't afford many more rails. I'm not sure how strong his combined is.
Yeah.
But he'll
He's
need
a really strong swimmer. He's quite young.
He'll need a good combined if he has any more rails down. He swam 2 minutes 08 this morning and 21 victories in the fence, so he's put himself in a good position before the riding. Oh, I'm not sure if that rail went. I think it did at fence 9. We'll have to wait till the end to see if that fence stayed. He's getting close. Oh, he was lucky, I think, through the last part of number 10C. Getting fast. Is he going to check him in time for number 12? And he did. So we'll have to wait and see, because I'm not sure if fence number 9 stayed up or not. He'll be very lucky if it did. We're 2 rails before that, but let's see. We might even see on the replay. And I think he was lucky. He got a score of 2.86. So
I think he's happy with this result.
I think he should be, because it really did look like he'd knocked number 9 down, but obviously not. And now his teammate, look at that stern look, as we see former world champion Ilya Frolov of Russia entering the arena. Now we saw Frolov battling to make it into the final of the last World Cup. It's about time we saw him back at the top again, I think.
He's the biggest chance to get world.
Oh well, won't say much until we've seen the riding.
Londi was quite good in the first round.
He was. No fault, no jumps down, just time penalties. He was ridden by the Egyptian Hamad, and it was a nice round to watch. So let's see if Frolov can do the same, and if he does, it could well be his gold medal, I think. Yeah, Frolov, one of the more experienced, or very experienced athletes on the men's circuit.
31 years old.
Saw his teammate doing well at the beginning of the year. Just looked like he was struggling a little bit around that corner. So Lusan away injured, his teammate and rival, I suppose, in the same sentence. Lusan has been struggling with a back injury and pulled out of the Cairo World Cup, and he's not competing here today. But Frolov is doing a good job of representing Russia, along with his teammate Maxim Kecskemét. Both of them were in the top 3 before the ride, although Kecskemét has dropped down a little bit from those 2 penalties. And a clear ride for Frolov. He will be happy with that. A little bit slow, so he will take 4 time penalties, but I think he would still be very happy.
Absolutely.
So I think, Peter, your money is going to stay on Frolov for winning the gold?
I think yes.
Yeah. That would have put him in a great position. He knows what it's like to win a gold medal. He knows how to perform under pressure, doesn't he?
It depends on shooting, because Frolov is one of the best in running.
He is very strong. So our final rider, our top-ranked athlete before the riding, after the 200-meter swim, the round-robin fencing and the fencing bonus round we've had already today. It is Woo-Jin Lee of Korea riding midi. Woo-Jin Lee, probably the shortest man in the men's final. Watching him fence against Prad in the competition at the bonus round, oh, 1 pole down, it really did look like little and large. 1 pole so far for Woo-Jin Lee.
He's amazing fast.
It's amazing how he is when he's so short.
Fencing.
Yeah. Because you think in the men's it would be a disadvantage to be much smaller,
Yeah.
but he's so quick.
Yeah.
Well, he had a great fence, 23 victories, 12 defeats, and swam 2:02, but it's a second rail that's gone down for Lee. Lucky over 9. He needs to sit up and drop his hands into this triple, and he just didn't drop his hands enough. Fighting with the horse. 3 rails down, so Frolov will be in the lead now. He'll be watching this. Oh, and his teammate did the same. Was Korea early on, who wasn't sure where he was going when it came to 11 and clear over 12. Looks like we've got a bit of rain outside, the Koreans with their rain max out. So a little disappointing for Woo Jin Lee of Korea. Score of 279. So let's have a look at these results, Peter. So we reckon then, in your eyes, it's going to be Ilya Frolov.
Yeah.
I mean, Frolov will be starting in the gold medal position. And just looking here, Maxim Kustov will be in second. And then it's Gryleski, Prad, Jung,
Below.
and below. So what are your podium predictions? Go on, let's put it out here now whilst we're on air.
Podium prediction is first Frolov, second Brad,
Okay.
and I hope Adam the third, but
Or below.
or below, yeah.
Okay. Well, Adam wouldn't have helped himself with those 3 rails down, but it's going to be
And
an exciting...
Timoshenko,
We mustn't
maybe.
forget Timoshenko. It's going to be a very exciting climax in the combined event, so make sure you come back and join us in just over half an hour. The athletes will be warming up, and myself, Heather Fell, will be back with Peter Taboya, if you'll join me, and we will commence with the combined shortly. Thank you for
Thank you
listening.
very much for your invitation.
Thank you for joining me.